In the last 12 months, I made $500,000. I booked 594 appointments while charging $5 per appointment and bought my dream car. And I've done it in the worst niche ever. I sold to broke people, people who were extremely skeptical, and my product was extremely hard to deliver. And I did it without daily reels, without running ads, without chasing leads, because this is unleveraged. If you're a coach, a consultant, or a service provider, you either grind for traffic, you post hundreds of reels, hundreds of stories, and in the best case scenario, you attract 3,500 Indians that are pitching you video editing. And this is not even the worst part. Each piece of content you make lives one day and it's shown to unqualified leads. You compete for attention on an app where everyone comes to watch brain rot content. Or you pay for traffic. You run an ad and you send people to a sales page, then to checkout, then upsell 1, upsell 2, upsell 3, upsell 27, then a downsell, then a cross sell, and then you use some fake scarcity to book a call. And after 700 emails, $500 in ad spend, you make 3 sales at $49. That model doesn't work because people need to know, like, and trust you, and it takes roughly 7 hours for that to happen. That means you need to post 420 reels. You need to spend for weeks of retargeting, and that is absolutely stupid because it takes too much time, there's no compounding mechanism, and it's too expensive. But what if I tell you there's a way you get paid for your videos? Clients come pre-sold, 5-year-old content still brings you leads, and it takes less than 60 minutes a week to do so. I'm introducing you to YouTube, which brought to me a 45% close rate, 35% PIFT. I used to charge $5 for a sales call, and I scaled to 7 figures. And in this video, I want to show you my entire strategy from A to Z. I want to show you the manipulation tricks, the way I used to brainwash my audience and make them pay me tens of thousands of dollars. And I want to remind you that I've done it in the worst niche ever, and I used to charge $5 per sales call. We have essentially 4 components when it comes to selling on YouTube. The first one is strategy, then we have tracking, and then we have the funnel, and then lastly, we have the mindset. The first part is all about the strategy. So we have video style, we have 4 types that work really well for info products. We have tutorial, then we have Loom, and then we have talking head, and then the last one is dopamine. In my opinion, dopamine is the worst unless you are selling B2C and you are selling to 18-year-olds that need very high editing, you need very high pace kind of motion, you need to change your footage every 3 seconds. In my opinion, this doesn't really work for a very mature audience, so that's why I'm going to recommend you to go either with the Loom style video, which is what I'm doing right now, and talking head, which is when you, for example, sit in front of your desk and you look at the camera straight on, and then you have minimal editing, maybe you show some text every now and then. This is exactly what I did for my first company, Developer Pro. I use the talking head, but because I'm running a B2B company right now, Loom style videos like I'm doing right now work better, okay? So that's the video style. It's very simple, but right now I want to get into the content. How do you create content that actually sells for you and makes your audience feel like you are a god, okay? Because if your audience doesn't see you like the unique source of truth, if they don't see you like someone sent by Messiah, then they will not buy from you. I have pioneered this strategy that allows me to come up with content like it's nothing. I'm not even scripting my videos. I don't even create bullet points. I don't create hooks. I don't care about thumbnails. I don't care about titles. I don't care about packaging at all. I just understand what I have to say, how I have to say it, in order for me to convince someone to give me their money. When it comes to content, you have style and then you have philosophy. Essentially, we have 3 styles of videos that work really well, and 2 of them are my favorite because it positions your content as an authority, and 2, your videos will be lasting forever. The first type is discovery. Discovery works really well, but for a very short period of time. Probably you saw videos like this. Why you must get flat to get lean. These types of videos are working really well for like a week or so, but then after a week, what happens is people will not be searching for that type of video. So then the life of that video only depends on how good the thumbnail is, how good the title is, and how good the actual hook is. I don't really recommend this style of video, even though it works really well. What I do recommend is search. If you look at this video, 5 habits you must quit to get lean. This is something that you would actually search on YouTube or on Google. So that means people will be searching for this today, next year, and in 5 years from now. So then this video is very long lasting. I have made a video in 2021 which is still bringing me views and is still bringing me leads to this day. Okay, as you can see, I published this video on May 18, 2021, and it's still getting views to this day. And videos like this are building subject matter authority. What does that mean? When you create a how-to video and then you explain step by step how to achieve a certain outcome, that video is going to position you as an expert because you show exactly how you've done it, how your clients have done a certain thing. What I'm going to recommend you to do is to use something called a long tail keyword. So for example, when you use how to lose weight as your search title, there is a lot of competition for that specific keyword. So if you want to find a niche within that keyword, you need to use long tail keyword, which means adding more words. So for example, how to lose weight as a teenager, how to lose weight as a 34-year-old who's going to a 9 to 5, etc., etc. This is gonna help you create authority for that specific keyword, and that's gonna bring you leads for years and years to come. A different type of video that I have created and I have pioneered is called a roast. So a roast is where you make a video where you critique your target audience's work. For example, I used to make fun of my audience because I used to find their work online and I used to critique it and say, this sucks because of this reason, this sucks because of this reason, etc., etc. And the reason why this worked so well, it was because I was showing expertise and I was able to get unlimited content because my audience was always posting these types of portfolios everywhere on the internet, and these videos were bingeable, okay? But the main idea why these videos work so well is because they were separating me from my competitors. I was vulnerable because when you make fun of someone, when you critique someone, you open the door to be critiqued back. And people used to either love me or hate me. But that's exactly what I wanted, because if you are just liked by your audience, you'll never make money. You need to either be loved or hated. Look at someone like Jordan Peterson. Do you think people like him or love him or hate him? If you want to make money as a content creator, as a personal brand, you need to have this polarity, and you can create this through roast. And this works for any type of niche. If you're a dating coach, you can make fun of how people dress. You can make fun of how people are texting. If you are a fitness coach, you can make fun of people's workouts. You can make fun of other creators that are talking about a specific diet or workout style, etc., etc. No matter what your niche is, you can actually do this, and it's gonna give you unlimited amounts of content. And then we have the philosophy. What you need to have in your head as you are creating content. This is what I'm telling my clients whenever they ask me, how can I make content that actually sells? And it's the philosophy. Let's look into this. The first thing that you need to understand when it comes to content that sells is that you need to change their mind. This is like the most important thing. You don't need to give away value by telling people what to do step by step. You need to make people understand why they need to do something. I want to give you two concepts that I want you to keep in mind. First concept is no free value. Okay? Never, ever, ever give implementable advice in your videos. And what you need to do is to create the illusion of knowledge. You need to make your prospect feel, after they watched your video, like they can do the thing that you are teaching, but they don't know how. They are missing the implementation, okay? You basically need to give them the why, the what, and the when, and never the how. A very good tool for helping you change people's minds is the use of analogies. For example, you have this plan right now in front of you, and it's like going to the gym. When you first start on YouTube, sure, uploading videos is great. But at some point, like going to the gym, you need to have a plan. You need to know how many calories you need to eat on a daily basis. You need to track how many steps you are making throughout the day. You need to know like what actual program you'll be following when you go to the gym to follow your reps, your sets, your weight, etc., etc. You need to have a strategy, and that's kind of what I'm giving you here, okay? A strategy. Now, another big lever when it comes to content is to throw stones. Throwing stones is my favorite because I can go as deep as I want. I can talk about how running ads is really bad for your business, okay? I can tell you that you'll spend $500 on a strategy session. You will get on a phone call with a prospect that doesn't even know who you are. They never watched the emails that you sent to them. They just don't give a fuck about you, and you'll end up doing 45, 50 minutes of objection handling just to find out that the guy doesn't have any money to pay you anyway. I can throw stones at you and I can give you extreme details of how painful following the other way of making money online is. And you need to find a common enemy. In my case is posting content on Instagram, posting content on LinkedIn, running ads. I can throw stones at this every single day. When you'll find content that works, because it's gonna take you some time until you find out what works and what doesn't, okay? There are gurus out there on YouTube. As you can see, I'm throwing stones right now. There are gurus out there that will try to sell you in their YouTube coaching program, and they will tell you that you just need to upload 2 to 3 videos, and then you'll find the video that's gonna bring you hundreds of thousands of dollars in sales, and you don't have to do anything. That's not how it works. You have to have some sort of phase where you experiment and you find out exactly what your style is, what content you should be making, what is the actual keyword that you'll be ranking on YouTube, what people actually want to see from you, okay? But once you find the thing that works, you just have to re-upload the same video, okay? Back in my other business, I found 3 videos that worked really well. And every single time I was uploading them, I was making money. But you only get there once you do enough experimentation. Now, another thing that I've done really well was to disqualify people. I'm working right now with a couple of clients that are exactly from my old niche, and they are very nice in their content. But the problem is that they have built a list of subscribers and they have an email list filled with people that have no money. And that's because they never disqualified. In my content, I used to always tell something along the lines of, if you are broke, don't watch this video. If you live with your mom, don't watch this video. If you do not have a job, don't watch this video. I was actively trying to push away people. Like, you don't really see this done on most channels. On most channels, content creators are very nice. They are very welcoming. But when you create a huge audience of unqualified people, it's gonna be very difficult for you to sell to them. So you have to disqualify as much as you can. And then you also need to tell them your story. I just did a quick call with one of my clients and we talked about her story, how she came up with her program. And then we created her positioning, because if you want to sell, you need to be extremely vulnerable. You have to tell people the bullshit that you've been through. You have to tell people how bad you felt when you lost your hair trying to do certain things. You have to tell people how you felt suicidal trying to get to X point. You have to tell them everything that you've been through, because that's how you gain their trust. If you just keep things surface level, you'll just be another guy and you'll never be able to make sales. Now, you also need to brag. Essentially, who you are, where you are, and how you say things is gonna make you money, okay? Picture me. I can wear right now a t-shirt, a black t-shirt with pizza stains. I can be in a child's room and I have like a baby like drooling here and whatnot, and that is my wear. That's not gonna position me properly. Who I am. I've made 7 figures online. If I never did this, like whatever I say doesn't hold any value. And then how I say it with confidence. And this is the most important thing, right? Look at this diagram here. Most people focus on this circle, the outside, the hooks, the editing, the packaging. Nice to have if you want to get views and likes and comments. Sure, hooks are important. The editing is important. The packaging is important. But if you want to make money, what's important is who you are, where you are, and how you say it. So that's the thing that you need to work the most on. This is the first thing that I do with my client. We need to figure out this, the positioning, what's so special about you. Else, no matter what tricks you're trying, no matter what course you buy, no matter what agency you are working with, no matter how much money you're spending on ads, you cannot outspend the fact that you are a nobody. So that's the first thing. You need to position yourself as somebody. Then, you need to work out the cadence. Once a week, ideally 3 times per week. I used to post 5 times a week. It's gonna take you 60 minutes per week to come up with 3 ideas, 3 titles, 3 thumbnails. Then you record your videos. Then you delegate to a video editor if you need one, and a thumbnail editor. The video editor is gonna upload the video on YouTube. You're gonna create a link, as I'm gonna show you in a second. Then you schedule the video and then you wait. This is the simple part. The heavy part is this, understanding your positioning. Tracking. This is something that made me a shit ton of money. So besides the fact that I had an extremely good positioning, I also knew what to track. So in 2022, I started tracking what videos bring me money, because you cannot know what content to make to sell if you do not track what content sells. I have used 2 things. First, tools. I used Bitly to create a short link that looks like this. And as you can see, now I know that, for example, this video here has 8.4 thousand views and got me 2 booked calls and 0 cash. But this video here has 9.5 thousand views, has 14 booked calls, and it made me $12,750. So now that I know this information, all I have to do is redo the video that brought me money. Do you see how simple this is? And I'm creating this using Zapier, and then I put everything together, and then I can have a dashboard that looks like this. I have the title of the video, the URL of the video, the date posted, the bit.ly, the views that the video has, the clicks of the bit.ly link. I have the conversion rate for each video, and I can see how many booked calls I got from each video. And this is how you scale a business with data. We have CTAs in your content where you tell people that they need to book a call, but then specifically we have two links. One is in the description and one as a pinned comment. And as you can see here for this specific video, the link from the description got 17 engagements versus the link in the comments which got 16 engagements. So the split is almost 50-50. The funnel is super simple. Again, depending on what my client has already, typically it should look like this. We have landing page, booking page, thank you page. We have an email sequence where we send a bunch of testimonials, case studies, so we can make our prospect want to buy from us. Then we have the closer, and then this is going to end up in a 45% close rate. Very simple. Then the mindset, we have bad mindset, then we have good mindset. A bad type of mindset is you want views and you don't care about the viewers. You have huge expectations. If you want to make a quick buck, this is not for you. YouTube is not your place, okay? And also if you want to go viral, you can go viral, but you'll be broke. And then the good mindset is the opposite of everything that's bad. And you need to focus on quality. Every single time you need to make a better video, a better thumbnail, a better, you need to learn how to speak your target audience's language. And the better you do that, the more money you'll make. Now I want to reveal something to you. Remember how in the beginning I told you to never give implementable advice and to create the illusion of knowledge? This is exactly what I've done. I gave you all my steps and you still have zero clue on how to implement this. Like if you are completely honest with yourself, you have no idea where to go from now. You feel like you should create videos, but you don't know exactly what type of videos. You don't know exactly on who you should throw stones at. You don't know exactly what kind of advice you should give if it's not implementable. That's because I've done this really well. I'm doing this for 6 years, okay? I have found a common enemy. I bragged about my past, okay? I told you my story. I disqualified people, okay? I have done literally every single thing that I promised in this video, in this framework. This is how it works. It's very simple once you understand it, and then if you put it into practice properly, you'll make hundreds of thousands of dollars just aside it. Again, this is my dream car. I wished to have this car for years. I used to have it as a wallpaper. And I managed to buy this car not because I have likes on Instagram and comments where people tell me how great I am. I have it because I have sold so far 600 people into my program, okay? So that's how it works. If you want me to help you put together a YouTube strategy so you can print cash with every single video that you make, then there is a link in the description of this video. I want you to click on it and I want you to book a call with me. Do not click that link if you are broke, if you do not have multi-5 figures to invest. Do not click that link if you do not have a YouTube channel or if you do not plan to start a YouTube channel. Do not click that link if you do not have testimonials. Do not click that link if you are not making at least $5,000 per month with your program, okay? So that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. Peace out.